Grade 8, Module 6, Linear Functions. Topic A, Linear Functions. Lesson 4, Increasing and Decreasing Functions. Lesson Summary. The graph of the function can be used to help describe a relationship between two quantities. The slope of the line can provide useful information about the functional relationship between two quantities. A function whose graph has a positive slope is said to be an increasing function. A function whose graph has a negative slope is said to be a decreasing function. A function whose graph has a zero slope is said to be a constant function. We will now go through the exit card associated with this lesson. Question 1. The graph below shows the relationship between a car's value and time. Match each part of the graph, A through C, to its verbal description. Explain the reasoning behind your choice. Part 1. The value of the car holds steady due to a positive consumer report on the same model. The part of the graph which represents that the value of the car is holding steady due to a positive consumer report on the same model is B. If the value is holding steady, there is no change in the car's value between years. Part 2. There is a shortage of used cars on the market and the value of the car rises at a constant rate. The part of the graph which represents that there is a shortage of used cars on the market and the value of the car is rising at a constant rate is part C. If the value of the car rises, it represents an increasing function. Part 3. The value of the car depreciates at a constant rate. The part of the graph which represents that the value of the car is depreciating at a constant rate is part A. If the value of the car is decreasing, it represents a decreasing function. Question 2. Henry and Roxy both drive electric cars that need to be recharged before use. Henry uses a standard charger at his home to recharge his car. The graph below represents the relationship between the battery charge and the amount of time it has been connected to the power source for Henry's car. Part A. Describe how Henry's car battery is being recharged with respect to time. Based on the graph shown above, the battery charge is increasing at a rate of 10% every 10 minutes. Part B. Roxy has a supercharger at her home that can charge about half of the battery in 20 minutes. There is no remaining charge left when she begins recharging the battery. Sketch a graph that represents the relationship between the battery charge and the amount of time on the axes above. The graph shown here represents Roxy's car. Based on the information, it says that there is no remaining charge when she begins recharging the battery. That's why the graph begins at 0. It also says that about half of the battery can charge in 20 minutes. So the battery charge at 50% is 20 minutes. Part C. Which person's car will be recharged to full capacity first? Explain. Based on the graph, Roxy's car will be recharged first. Her charger charges at a faster rate than Henry's car.